Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for November 4th, 5th, and 6th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, if this is the first time you've been on my channel, or if you want to just cross-watch for your other signs, then just go down there to the timestamp and it will bypass the introduction. This introduction is going to be on all the videos. Okay, sorry I'm a little bit late, still trying to fight whatever this is. Went to the doctor, understand it's seasonal allergies, and it's just until we get that really good frost, I'm going to just have some ups and downs with it. So thank you all for your concern. Thank you all for your wonderful, wonderful comments. Okay, so now let's go on and talk about the cards I'm going to be using. You know, I'm going to be using my Bradley Valentine Angel Tarot cards and then my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards for the main reading. And then I will use my Grant and Doreen Virtue Angels of Abundance. And I will also use my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, for this, the introduction, I'm going to use my traditional Waite Rider and my Colette Baron Reed The Good Tarot. I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. But remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. So we do have a very interesting time coming up with the full moon. The full moon will be on the, what is it going to be? It is going to be on the 8th. Interesting energy with that. And we'll talk more about it Friday. But on the 5th of November, we have Venus, which is 17 degrees in Scorpio, opposing Uranus, which is retrograde, but 17 degrees at Taurus. Now, Venus is all about relationships. Scorpio, it can be very kind, very loving. It can be very pointed energies regarding relationships. Scorpio, I look at Scorpio as the secret discoverer or the secret detective. Wants to look and see what the reality of the stuff is. Now, Scorpios can keep a lot of secrets themselves. So not saying that they're, that this is totally an honest, time. However, Scorpio does not like secrets in their own world. So we have Venus with Scorpio, relationships, secrets unraveling or being discovered. But then we have Uranus, which is the planet of expect the unexpected. It's retrograde, so there's a little bit more instability with that. And it's in Taurus. It's been in Taurus for since 2018, right? Taurus is about home, work, job, career, very stable energy. So we have instability in Taurus. We have, secrets being discovered regarding relationships. It feels like on the 5th is going to be a very intense energy, and not sure what we're going to discover, what we're going to see, but it's kind of like on the home front, secrets revealed, not necessarily what we want to hear or see. It's like one of those times I'd rather not know what I know now. So interesting times. And then we'll go into the 8th. And then the 8th has, with that full moon, total lunar eclipse. Okay. And then there's all of this stuff. Some of the planetary energies are in alignment or trine or positive, but there's a lot that's squared and that's also opposing. So let's see what we've got going on. So we've got some very intense energies starting, I would say, more around that 4th, 5th of the month, and I would say again leading into like the 10th, 11th of the month. Interesting times. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. One card has fallen out. And here we are here. I hope I don't sniffle during our reading. Here we go. First card is the Page of Cups. So what is this? What is this I see? So pages, all the court cards have dual energies. Pages, underlying energy is our earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Earth, money, job, career type of energy, our home energy. Now the Queen, I will just go through it now. The Queen's underlying energy, the Knight's underlying energy is fire. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Passionate, burning, determined, fire energy. The Queen's underlying energy is water. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Fluid, emotional, romantic to some extent, but very, very, putting your heart into it, whether it be right or wrong. And then we have the King's underlying energy, which is air, which is our Aquarius, our Gemini, and our Libra. So we do have a lot of things going on. Oh, well, air is basically thinking things through, making some plans, very linear thinking. It's also hearing news. Okay, so we have some interesting energy where, Aquarius, my Saturn in Aquarius, Mars is now retrograde in Gemini. I think we have 4 or 5 planets in the water energies between Scorpio and Pisces. So we've got some, but then we have our Earth energies. We have Capricorn, which is Pluto. So we've got some strong stuff going on. The only energy we really don't have at play right now is our fire energy. So we're not quite balanced out that way. The water energy planets, or the planets that I was telling you about, water energy, that's going to make us a little bit more emotional also. So now we come to the Page of Cups. So Earth energy, underlying. Water energy, emotional. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, emotional, fluid. And I always look at this, and it's pages are very enthusiastic. They want to jump right in. But I just had this, first thing I said was, and what do we have here? This is quizzical. This is different. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this. Not quite sure. Do I throw you back? Do I keep you? Why are you even here for me? Because, he's looking at his fish. This fish has come to him. The fish is also like looking at him like, and what do we have here? So kind of feeling a little bit out of place, kind of feeling a little bit odd. I'm not quite sure what we're doing with this just yet. Again, I'm speaking for the card, and now next time could give me a totally different reading. But I just feel, and what are we doing now? Where are we going with this now? So there is something new, this traditionally is a new romantic energy, new romantic experience about to, unfold for us. I'm kind of getting a very quizzical energy here, like I'm not quite sure where or what I'm even supposed to be doing. So I feel it's more of an energy that's just kind of saying, again, what are we doing? What is this all about? So let's see what we've got here. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, this is reversed, and remember, reversed energies are stronger. So this is a 12. This is a major arcana card. 12, you think of it as a 1, new beginning, 10, transition. Plus 2 is our choices, decisions. Add it together, it becomes a 3. Numbers are important. 3 is creativity, celebration. It's also the power of 3. This is the Hanged Man. This is looking at things a little bit differently. So it's kind of like, I just feel this very quizzical energy coming from this Page of Cups. Not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be going. And then the Hanged Man says, wait a minute, you're not looking at it the right way. You need to look at things differently in order for this to move forward, or in order for it to at least have a semblance of making sense. So something's going on this weekend, and again, that Venus in Scorpio, connects with this for me too. It's like, what are we supposed to be doing? Where are we supposed to be going with all of this? You need to look at things differently. It could be, the one thing I know about the Hanged Man is, even though he's hanging there by his 1 foot, and, he's not necessarily in pain, nor is he, he does not look like he's in pain, nor does he look like he's having a very hard time sustaining this pose. So whatever's going on for this weekend, again, with the relationships, with the, the secrets being discovered, things like that, we have to look at things differently, and it may not necessarily make sense. The Hanged Man says not everything makes sense. Just look at it differently and maybe the answers will come. Okay, next card here. Well, this is lovely. So here we have a 21. So we have a 2 plus a 1, and we've talked what 2s and 1s are all about. The world means things come back to, things, what goes around comes around. Things come to full circle. Things are being brought to another level, to another place, but it's also being brought to a better level, a better place. So the world energy does have a lot of balance to it, does have a lot of completion to it. So whatever this is going on has a completing energy to it. Things are coming around, not necessarily full circle. It's, that would be more your Wheel of Fortune, or, well, this does have kind of a full circle, but it doesn't always come back to the same spot, okay? But the world does bring about a good job, does bring about possibilities, opening, you've done what you needed to do. Now it's time to wait and to rest and to get ready for your next chapter. So that's quite lovely. That's quite lovely. Again, the Page of Cups, quizzical. And what do we do now? What do we do now? The Hanged Man, look at things differently. Things are coming around full circle. And in many ways, the world does bring about answers too. So let's see what we've got going here. The Colette Baron Reed, the Good Tarot. What do you have for us? What do you have for us? Okay, here we go. The Queen of Water. So remember I told you the Queen's underlying energy is water, and this is water. So there's a lot of water energy right now. And like I told you, I think there's like 4 or 5 planets that are either in Pisces, Scorpio, or they're about to go in it. The balance has shifted. It's more of an emotional energy. There's more of a feeling very deeply energy. But the Queen of Water, she is royalty. She stands in her royalty. She feels very, very deeply. She loves very deeply. So this in itself whatever's going on is being done because of a caring energy. It's very caring, whatever's going on. It may not necessarily be easy, or you might not necessarily understand what's going on. We may not understand what's going on. But it's being done because it's very caring, very loving energy here too. So I guess that thing, that Venus in Scorpio, like I said, it's opposing Uranus in Taurus. It's shaking things up a lot in our home front, in our security. It's shaking things up, but it's being shaken, it's being shook for a good reason. So the Queen of Water, romantic, emotional, very loving energy. Again, not necessarily, we might not understand it per se, but the world does come out to say, good job, things are coming, or things are going where they need to be going. Okay? Anyway. Okay, we made that short, but I just want to be able to get my readings done and get them out to you. So please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Click on the bell down there for notifications. You really help me out by doing that. But why don't we get started with our readings? Hello, my Libras. And I want to give a shout out to Amy and Missy. And yes, I do remember. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So just wanted to kind of give you that. And let's see what we have for my Libras for this weekend. A lot of things I feel like this full moon is going to be shaking things up a lot, but it's going to be shaken up. What can I tell you? May not necessarily like it, my Libras. You may not like it, but it's going to be shaken up. Okay, just going to say that. Not necessarily comfortable, but what's been comfortable? What has been comfortable? And if we haven't lived through what we've lived through, it's helped us to grow so much. Many times over, I'll say, but I didn't want to grow that much. Anyway, let's see what we've got going for my Libras. First 2 are reversed. This one's not. Let's see. First card is the 3 of Air. Well, the 3 of Air is that 3 of Swords. It's that one that people say, can we just put that one back? And sometimes it's like, well, yeah, but there's a lot of message to the 3 of Air, the 3 of Swords. 3 is about creativity, celebration. It's also the power of 3. When we're in this November 4th, 5th, and 6th, we're coming up to that 8th. It's a great time, get 3 people together and, do some really strong moon energy type of, requesting. I'm not saying to worship the moon, but I like the energies because the moon does affect our lives. It does. It's out there. It is a fact. And I like to look at the moon as a divine creation, and I like to use it as just a focus. So it helps me to focus with getting my message up to higher power, or to higher power, who is all around us. So it just gives me a focus, and I do feel like it makes it that much stronger of an energy. And I like getting together with a couple of my friends and putting those release, whatever we're releasing, relinquishing, or requesting, putting that out there as a, connected, 3 people. Anyway, so power of 3. Air energy is your energy. It is Aquarius, and it is also Gemini. We still have a lot of Aquarius and Gemini energy going on. Mars is in Gemini. So like I said, not necessarily an easy time, but when has it been easy, my Libras? But we still need to focus and push through. The 3 of air is about letting things pass, letting things go. It is about releasing. It's releasing hurtful energy. It's releasing the stuff that keeps us from prospering. It's releasing the stuff that keeps us from growing into healthy beings. And, health to me is, spiritual, religious, not so much that. That's that Hierophant thing, and you know how I feel about the Hierophant. But spiritually, mentally, financially, physically. So it is about, breaking some of those ties, breaking some of those things that have been holding us back. That's what the releasing. Releasing is, releasing is letting go what's holding you back, those anchors. Relinquishing is about getting up, personally saying, I don't want this anymore, and then requesting is the good stuff. So this is that type of energy. And it's like there's a lot of healing with this 3 of air. But you have to get through the pain. You have to move through the pain. You have to push through that pain. Anyway, great sadness. Take time to heal. The need to forgive yourself or others. And, I'm always saying with forgiveness, it doesn't matter for the other person as much as it matters for you. Because forgiveness is an anchor around your neck. Okay? Well, let's put this, forgiveness frees you from the anchor around your neck. Okay? So just know, it releases you. It releases you. Okay, your next card, the 5 of water. So now we have that 5 energy, that changeable energy, positive, negative energy. Water is our Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And there is so much of that water energy right now. Pisces and Scorpio are the big players. The South Node in Scorpio is all about your past, is all about resolving past issues, resolving past karma, okay? And again, that goes along with the releasing and the relinquishing, okay? I don't want it anymore. I'm tired of paying for something that I might have done or, might have happened to me 3 lifetimes ago, okay? So it's kind of like letting it go, for goodness sake, already. Now, the 5 of water is also about, there's always a reason. Many people will say, oh, you're going through this because there's a reason. Again, I'm kind of like, really? Really? Was there really a reason that, that something like this happened? Is there really a reason? Now, I will tell you something, that part of reasons are, or part of what they say, this is very scriptural. God turns evil into good, but she did not create the evil. Okay? So when you say that there's a reason, it can be turned into good, but it doesn't really mean that came from the light. that came from the source. Okay, just kind of putting that out there. It can be turned into something that betters, but still, there's not always a reason except that maybe you're being attacked, maybe that there's some dark energies or dark light trying to get a hold of you. But I will tell you this again too, and this is basically my beliefs, my perspective, and I want you to take it and turn it into your own words or your own messaging. Like I said, I have seen many things, a lot of it of my own making, where higher power turned it into something better than I could have ever thought it would be. Anyway, things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. So this weekend seems like it's going to be where your thoughts and your feelings might not necessarily jive with how you really want to feel, but it's not all bad. It's not all bad. It's very cleansing energy, and it's very releasing and relinquishing energy. So let's see what we've got going here. Next card, the Nine of Water. Well, it prepares you. It prepares you for something bigger and something better. Think of this as, in order for you to buy that new, and I know this is very materialistic, and this is not it, because the water energy is very spiritual, it's very flowing, it's very emotional. But think about it as, this is more tangible energy. Think about it as, in order for me to fill something up, I was going to use a TV, but forget the TV. In order for me to fill something up with wonderful treasures, I have to let go of things. I have to give away things that are no longer treasures to me. Now, it may be a treasure to someone else, but this is about letting go, and this is all that releasing and that relinquishing, and this is your requesting energy. The Nine of Water, the Nine of Cups is the wish card. So releasing, relinquishing, and requesting. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away, a love of life. But in order for you to request, you have to let go. Because think of it as a measuring cup. A measuring cup. How's that for an analogy? If you've got an 8-ounce cup, we're in ounces over here, 8-ounce cup, and it's filled with, 7 ounces of mud, you can only get maybe 1 ounce of water. Well, not really, because it'll seep in. But you know what I'm trying to say. You've got to clear the stuff away in order for things to come. So this is a weekend to release, relinquish, and request. Use that full moon energy. It looks wonderful for you. Anyway, not easy. These two are not easy cards. They're not easy cards. But in order, so if you've had some troubles, if you've had some things that you're like, why me, flip it. Flip it and say, okay, so let's turn this into something wonderful. Not me per se. You turn this into something wonderful. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on here for my Libras. For my Libras, here we go. I'm very happy that my throat is holding out. Here we go. Disruption. So now we have a 16. We have a 16, 1, 10, 6. So 1, new beginnings, 10, transitional energy, 6 is the number of man. It's the energies you put into it. 1 plus 6 is a 7, divine guidance. This is the Tower card. The Tower card is not an easy energy. It's like everything has to come down, but in order for it to come down, but in order for you to rebuild, everything has to fall apart. Now, that's the Tower card. What I like about this disruption card, I look at this person, this man that's in this, whatever he's in, and, it's almost like the disruption frees him. Here he's bound up. He's not in a straitjacket per se, but he's kind of in that straitjacket positioning. And he's looking down, but he still looks like he's still focused. And with it, as he's being disrupted, as everything is shaking free and shaking loose, he will be shaken loose also. Does this make sense? You're getting a very metaphysical energy for this weekend, my Libras. Now, some people, I would say look at your chart and maybe cross-watch, because there's been some really majorly metaphysical for some of the other signs. But yours is, again, release, relinquish, request, break free. It's time for you to break free, my Libras. What are you breaking free? I'm not sure. But it's time that these energies break free for you. So this disruption, again, this disruption, here it is. Think about it. You know, it's just kind of like shaking. It's shaking and it's turning. And again, he's going to, you know, there is that thing where they say if you're in something like this, how do you do it? And you go, pshoosh, and it breaks you free. If you know what breaks you free. Anyway, it's time to break free, my Libras. And what is that about? I don't know. Anyway, let's see what we've got going here with the Angels of Abundance for my Libras. So we have a 3, 5, 9, 1, 6, 6, 1, 9, 5, 3. So there's a lot of shaking it. Shake it off, my Libras. Shake it off, break free. Shake it off, break free. Okay. Let me know who this is, because this is really very, I'm surprised we didn't get the transformation energy here. This is reversed. Well, here, obstacles and blocks are lifted. Now, I've been having a hard time reading the small print because of my medication. Like I said, allergies. But here we are. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. Like I said, break free. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. Well, this weekend looks like you have major opportunities to shift and to break free of some dark energies, old energies, things that have been really trying to hold you back. Now, you know, how is that going to happen? I don't, you know, like I said, I try to work on forgiveness. It doesn't mean that I go up to the person and say, I forgive you. Like I said, I've said this in the past. They either don't know or they don't care. But I do like to just kind of give that person up to higher power source and let them take care of whatever it is needed for them to take care of. So, and it's not on my soul, not on my energies anymore. So that's one way to break free. Also, keeping and raising your vibrations higher and higher and higher. That's another way to break free. Okay, so let's see what crystal or energy we have for my Libras. Here we go. Sapphire. Sapphires are pretty. Channeled wisdom, psychic ability, self-expression, destiny. I like destiny. So my Libras, interesting energies. Like I said, this is really a very strong and powerful full moon. So it's got, you know, all the Uranus energy that's around it is about expect the unexpected. So let's just put out there what we're not expecting and maybe expected. I don't know. But let's just put it out there. So remember, your task is, my Libras, for this weekend is to maybe make your list, maybe do your moon ceremonies. I don't know how you're going to do that, but release, relinquish, and request. That is your mission. Anyway, my Libras, take a moment, please, to like, share, subscribe, click on the bell for notifications. As always, my Libras, always know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.